think longevity athletes take measuring much more serious than people who are only interested in health, because when you can see the data, you can compare it to other people's data. And when you're just simply health conscious, you're not really comparing yourself to others. But it creates a kind of a competitive spirit. In longevity, I try to achieve longevity escape velocity. I feel like I'm young enough to actually experience that kind of development of the technology, that I will be able to live to an unlimited lifespan. So I don't say immortal, because even if I would not age, I could still die of other causes, but maybe that would be reduced to, on the long run, radical life extension. Short term, I try to optimize my health, because years ago I had severe autoimmune disease, arthritis in my body, so my joints hurt all the time. And after that I started biohacking, and all the therapies shown to be reducing my illness. Now I have to take much less medication and I have much less symptoms. So it helps me to get to the top of the health percentage of the world. I think longevity athletes take measuring much more serious than people who are only interested in health, because when you can see the data, you can compare it to other people's data. And when you're just simply health conscious, you're not really comparing yourself to others. But it creates a kind of a competitive spirit. Firstly, I was involved culturally in the longevity space because I'm an artist. I created films about radical life extension and its possibilities. So I was interested culturally, and I started to practice all these practices which can extend my lifespan a little bit and make me healthier. After that, I had some research in the longevity space, and I somehow suddenly found the Longevity World Cup. And then I started to research if there are other longevity competitions in the world, and this was the only one. So that's what made me compete in it. My longevity protocol has the same pillars as everybody else's. I think you can't really forget how to sleep well. I'm a good sleeper, basically. I only had to form the mindset for it. The other thing, workout. I work out every day. Mostly I run 5 kilometers outdoors, and in the outdoor gym, I do some resistance training with my own body weight. And that's what's my daily workout routine. Beside that, I'm very active. I teach kids and I always run with them, and sometimes I play ball games with them. So that's my all-day activity. I have a lot of steps, more than 20,000 steps a day, most days. And I have to travel a lot in the city. So I start my day with a kilometer of running just to get to the work. I work out a lot, and I work out even when I don't want to. So if I don't feel like I want to work out, I force myself to go out and do something, and I'm always feeling better after it because I accomplished something that day. Nutrition-wise, I eat everything. I never followed a diet which has a name, so no paleo, no vegan. I eat mostly everything, but I try to cut out refined sugar and too much carbohydrates. So I eat mostly vegetables, only cooked, and also meat, only cooked, and I always cook for myself. I have a window which I eat in, so we could call it an intermittent fasting. Every day I eat only from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., so I have an 8-hour window where I eat. My supplements include 27 different supplements which I take daily, and there are supplements before breakfast, after breakfast, and among the other foods. Another thing is I start every morning with a trampoline, jumping. So I'm jumping on my rebounder for 5 minutes, and it makes me more energized for the whole day and makes my circulation faster a bit after the good sleep. And I do have a sauna, and I do sauna sessions every day in the evening, mostly after training. Another thing is an acupressure mat, which I always use after sauna to have my parasympathetic nervous system activated a bit. I use red light therapies, mostly smaller ones. That's mostly my routine. One bad habit that I have is that I couldn't cut out refined sugar entirely. So sometimes I eat a cookie here and there. I work in a school and all of the teachers are cooking very yummy cookies. It's hard to resist sometimes. But I see that my glucose levels are dropping, so it's not a big problem. I usually see that my protocol is getting better and better when I see my biological age clock results. When I see that something is useful, I keep it in my routine. Aging clocks make it look a bit like a game. So I see that I do have this data, and that data for my doctor only shows that maybe I will not die in the next few days. But for me, with these algorithms, it shows that my biological age is something that's closer to 20 years old, and it makes me happy. It makes it a bit more like a game, and it's possible to make a competition out of these data. This lifestyle doesn't come free of duty, free of being organized, free of canceling some friends, some programs. And sometimes I'm feeling ashamed of myself that I have this FOMO feeling that I'm missing out something in life because of my routine. Every Friday, I have a party night with my girlfriend, and we are going to some disco and have a party, but only until midnight. So we are coming home when most of the people are entering the disco. I think it costs us more in our time and in our relationships than what it costs in money. It's a thin line between obsession and a good habit in longevity. I think that it's hard to call it an addiction, but in reality, it is, because I am addicted to my sleep score, to my trainings. If I'm not doing it for a week, I'm really missing it. It's an obsession, but not a bad one. A lesson that I learned is that our body is pretty optimizable. As a film director and an artist, I really love to control stuff around me. And now I can control stuff inside me. And not soul-wise, not like a psychotherapy, but more like a physiotherapy. So my whole body became better in the last few years, since 2018. And after that, I went hardcore biohacker in 2023. So since then, I see a lot of improvement in my life. I was working very hard in the last 3 months to fix all the little details, to correct everything what I saw, SHBG and testosterone. The SHBG was very high the last time. I was working hard to improve my testosterone levels, and some things what I saw from No Para and Brian Johnson and other people, icing the balls really helped me to boost my testosterone, and from 0.70, I went to 0.25 at the SHBG. The sex hormone binding globulin levels went really down, and it helped a lot with my biological age. And also my free testosterone levels improved. For me, icing the balls made a big change because I do sauna every day. I feel a big change in my overall health, and not just the testosterone, but I was working on cystatin C, and I was changing my diet a little bit because I was like half Mediterranean and half Hadza diet. The Hadza diet is from the Hadza tribe. I was eating a lot of meat and honey, but now I mostly eat fish and a bit less honey. But I have whole carbs, like bread, but from whole grains. Before, on my first board's age test, I was eating closely to zero carbs. But now I feel much better. I have more energy to go to train. And when I can train more, that also helps with my muscle mass. I've made, just 1 week ago, just 1 day before the board's age test, I made an in-body body composition test, which was a very good surprise for me because my body fat is 8.2. I thought it's somewhere between 12 and 14, but it's 8.2 on a constant, all winter or summer, and it's not hard to maintain for me. I'm very lean. I have a big muscle mass. I have 5.7 kilos of
fat and I have 35 kilos of muscle on me. I think it really goes well with my metabolism. I have zero visceral fat, close to zero. And it's not a DEXA scan, but an in-body scan, which is a bit cheaper, but it's also very trustable. Archery is a great passion for me from my childhood. I've practiced it from my uncle. He was a great archer, and I was combining archery with running. Sensory health. So our sensory organs like eyes, ears, are not really measured, but it's important in our aging process, our overall health. So I try to sharpen my eyesight, try to sharpen my balance, my focus. And it also helps with my mental health because as much as I can focus the arrow on a target, that's how I focus on improving my values on the board stage or my lab results. So it's a whole mentality what archery gives me. And I practice it in the wild. Until now, nobody asked me. Maybe they was afraid. Maybe they were afraid. When you see a guy with a pack like that, you don't ask anything from him.